welcome to Xena, we're your podcast.
Happy New Year's.
Oh, yes. Happy New Year 2018. Holla.
Woo!
All right. Who are you?
Oh, yeah. My name is Vera, and I'm joined, as always, by my two bewinged co-hosts, Katie.
Hello.
And Livy.
Hello. I'm fluttering.
You're fluttering, yes, and everyone's wearing their New Year's hats.
Aww.
So, today we are talking about the Hercules and Xena animated movie adventure. What is its actual name?
The battle for Mount Olympus.
Oh, right.
Yes.
That's because that was part of the plot, wasn't
Yes.
I guess. Was there a plot?
it? They certainly wanted you to believe that there was. Yeah. Wow. So we did that.
We did.
We finally did it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, our patrons.
Yeah, this was an early goal. And now we've done it. Sorry if you were waiting for it for very long.
I really can't believe anybody out there has been counting down for us talking about this nonsense.
Let's talk about the nonsense.
I had been looking forward to seeing this.
It was like the one piece of Xena-related media we hadn't seen, so it felt nice to have something new with our fave gals, even if they're barely in it, really, especially Gabs.
I definitely like the cover of the movie.
Oh,
The
okay.
DVD,
Let's talk-
DVD box is good.
Why is it good? Because it does have them on it with their
yes.
drawing style.
Right, but it makes it seem like they are pretty. While
the animation,
watching
you
the
mean.
movie, you realize, whoa.
Yeah, let's start at the beginning.
Yes.
How would you describe the animation style for this magnificent opus?
Bad.
Why?
It's just
Who did this?
a lady named Lynn Naylor is the director of this. She developed Ren and Stimpy.
Wow.
I
So
love
they
Ren and Stimpy.
kind of look like Ren and Stimpy?
I mean, Ren and Stimpy does the thing that I do kind of hate in animation, which is that everything's very grotesque and ugly.
That's this.
Like
I do
this.
see that here. Like, oh my god, I just couldn't get over the, like, bulging muscles. I hated it so much. It just
Hercules.
literally grossed me out. Yeah, mostly on Hercules, but to be honest, it was there in every male character. And meanwhile, every female character, minus Xena and Gabrielle and Herc's mom, were all just, like, super voluptuous and had really skinny waists. And I just kind of hated the weird disparity
Xena had a
between
skinny
the two
waist?
genders. She had a skinny waist, but she had, like, linebacker shoulders, which I did appreciate. That she looks strong.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Is it now appropriate to talk about Gabrielle's face?
Not yet.
Okay.
It's never appropriate.
Let's save it. Let's save it.
What is this movie about?
Yes.
There's
Crickets, crickets.
there was a mountain that they were fighting over.
It's Mount Olympus, I'm going to guess.
There's two plots, really.
Yes, there are two plots. Zeus kidnaps Hercules' mom. Mm-hmm. So Hercules has to go figure that out.
Yes.
And meanwhile, Hera is so mad about Hercules' mom being at Mount Olympus that she summons the Titans to destroy the world. Because that's not an overreaction at all.
Well, that's
No.
just classic Hera.
Classic Hera.
Via the Chronos Stone.
Right. Which is a
And-
thing from that crossover episode of Hercules that we talked about.
Yeah.
It did travels in time back then. Here it does turning you into a gargoyle from the movie Gargoyles. So, not a movie.
It is. It's a movie too.
Yeah.
All of it. The 90s.
Was that your favorite cartoon from the 90s, Vera?
Yes.
I think it's mine as well.
I loved it
Besides The
specifically.
Simpsons. I love The
Well, of
Simpsons.
course you did. I loved Gargoyles because Marina Sirtis did a voice on it. Counselor Deanna Troy. Holla!
So did Johnny.
Oh yeah, our faves from TNG were voices on there, and literally that's the only reason why I watched that show.
Yeah.
And I think I mentioned it in our little recording.
Oh, yes.
So
Yeah, if you guys don't know, we have made available to patrons the full live recording of us watching this epic. If you
Right.
really want to like get some human misery,
I-
you can
yeah.
listen to an hour and a half of us going,
Me asking when it's going to end.
Why?
Yeah, we do scream
Oh,
why
hi,
a lot.
Nancy.
Nancy Kerrigan and why about this whole thing. I'm pretty sure I fell asleep during some of it.
Listen, okay, so the second plot, however,
Oh, right,
Yes.
right.
is basically like Xena is there to help at some point.
Question mark.
Cena's
Question mark.
also in this.
And in the shenanigans, Gabrielle gets turned into a bird. So the other plot is basically Xena not giving a shit about the rest of the movie and wanting to
Yeah.
get Gabrielle turned back into Gabrielle, who is
Right.
a giant bird. Did I mention the
She's like-
whole movie?
I mean, I know that the joke is that she's a rock, which is
Yes.
spelled ROC, her initials, but she just looked like a bald eagle.
Yes,
like, it
she
was
did.
so weird. I was like,
An angry-
America, yeah.
She's an angry eagle, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it time to talk about Gabrielle's face?
Yes.
I guess so. Go ahead.
I think they spared me and turned her into a bird so I wouldn't have to look at
Look
that
at the face. I mean, the bird face was way better.
It was way better.
than the
I
human
thought
face.
she was like the worst face, and one of the reviews on whoosh.org said that she was like the best one.
Wrong.
And I went, what?
Wrong. That
I'm
is 100%
very-
wrong. Her face looked like it was the Snapchat filter that makes your face warped.
And like everyone else, like you understood where their faces, albeit terribly drawn, were coming from. Like
I don't know if I really
was
knew where
not-
the faces were
I
coming
did. I
from.
did
Xena, I
understand
get.
the like. There was
Yeah.
a caricatureness element
Yeah.
to most of them, whereas she was just like a different actress.
She was Tori
entirely.
Spelling, as you said.
Yeah, that was my number one ping. For,
And you said
for
that
who she looked
she,
like.
she got cross-eyed in a lot of shots.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, her face is just the worst face ever, and the bird helped. Making her a bird helped.
So, okay. We're not going to take you through this whole movie because nobody needs that.
Yeah.
What did you make of the opening sequence song?
Well, it definitely was trying to trick you into thinking that you'd rented Disney's Hercules.
Right.
Because it's the exact same opening sequence with the, what are they there? The muses?
The muses. The muses.
Yeah.
So-
They're really cool.
Just, yeah.
I love that opening in Hercules. It's
Me, the
best part.
muses.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
With the muses.
Absolutely. Disney's Hercules came out in 1997, which was a year before this, which is clearly why they were like, let's make an animated thing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
I assume
Because they were like, how dare they steal this from us, Disney?
I don't-
That is, let's
Yeah.
bring it back to us. It's our thing, Hercules.
Yeah. So, like, this aired when? 1998?
Yeah. January, I think, 98?
Wait, air on TV?
Oh,
It did air on TV.
It did air on TV at one point.
Wikipedia says it was
But
on
I think
some
it was
Fox
also
thing.
direct to
Right.
video.
Yeah, which is never great. Usually. I mean, it used to be.
Yeah.
Very bad sign.
Yeah.
I don't
It's,
think
sti-
that it
it's
is
still
anymore.
a kind of. I mean, you don't do direct to.
You
VOD,
do-
No, but you do the
can do, like,
VOD
direct to
at the
VOD,
same
and it's-
time.
but not
Yeah.
with
Could be-
animation because you spend so much money on animation normally. That gets a theatrical.
Well, they did not
release.
spend money on this.
No, I don't think so.
So anyway, I don't know. Like, I can't really figure out if there was like plans to do like more of it, or were they trying to do like a backdoor for a pilot for an animated series or something?
maybe.
I can see that happening. It sounded like from my reading that this was originally supposed to be out in '97, so probably around the
Oh.
same time as the Disney movie.
Wow.
Oh man.
Did they rush it? That seems maybe
No, they
like-
pushed it. So maybe they realized
pushed it.
A, that it maybe needed more work to be usable, and B, maybe they just realized, oh, this kind of sucks. Let's bury this. I'm not
Wow.
sure which of those
Well,
it was.
the Disney, like the Hercules period of Disney is like not its heyday
yeah.
of animation. And
Yeah.
actually, I don't really like it that much.
I don't care for the movie, but its
Yeah.
opener and I think the use of the muses in it is one of its
Totally.
best elements.
Totally.
It's the music is good. I like that kind of abstract animation style. How they, they're inspired by Greek vases,
Right.
by by the silhouetting there.
Some of that was in this
Some
movie.
of that was definitely ripped off in this movie.
Slightly more striking moments.
But is it
in
ripped
this.
off, or is it just like that's what
A
you do
coincidence?
because
'Cause it's
Greek
Greek?
vases?
Maybe.
Yeah, it's,
We'll be
it's what you do.
generous and say it was a
I
coincidence.
mean, instead of muses, they did Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah.
For some reason.
That was the first, like, warning. Like, the first song is literally the same thing. You get this, like, creation of the Earth, Zeus stuff.
Yeah, Chronos Stone and the Titans and whatever.
They sang about this stuff? I thought they were
they
doing
did.
Hercules again.
Well, they did him as part of that. They were like, Zeus had a kid and it was Hercules. I really wanted like an expository song about Xena. I wanted them to sing like, Xena was a warlord, she killed this guy, she killed that guy, she killed this guy, she fucked a dude on a horse.
I mean, that would have been amazing, but unfortunately, that's not the movie they were watching.
Oh my god.
That's Xena.
Oh my god. That would have been, I mean, if it was just a Xena animated movie, life would be so much better.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But, like, again, it's not.
It's really not. And
It's
this is
Xena in Hercules.
Yeah.
And
is.
it's annoying.
It fucking is, and I hate that whenever you put the two of them together in any kind of crossover situation, it always turns into Xena on Hercules, not like Hercules in Xena's world, like
Right.
dealing with Xena themes. So it just sucks. It sucks that that's the way the power differential always stacks out.
Yeah.
And I'm offended.
Yeah. Oh, we've
Even though
discussed
you
my
probably-
lingering
yeah.
offense at Hercules
Oh,
and
God.
Zeus and his problems whenever they're around Xena.
But, like, I get how in an animated movie you're going to use Hercules stuff more than Xena stuff, because Hercules is a cartoon, whereas Xena is a
Good
drama.
point.
So,
Like, immediately when there's monsters and stuff, I'm always like, oh, right, this is Hercules land. Because even though they inhabit the same Earth, Xena just does not have those things in it. Anyway, the opening sequence I actually really like, because it's super weird and kind of surreal and trippy. And I kind of like the bad song.
I'm trying to remember
It's called
that.
Across the Sea of Time. It's the Xena equivalent of the Gospel Truth from Hercules,
yes,
which
the
is
Gospel
an
Truth.
amazing, fun song. Except this one is a more 80s, slightly weird, slightly synthy, I don't know what thing, being sung by creatures from the Black Lagoon.
Right.
And they're all bedazzled. I did like the bedazzling.
There's
at
a
the
lot of
beginning.
sparkling,
Yeah.
like they have that filter on that makes things sparkle extra.
I kind of thought that because they were creatures from the Black Lagoon, it kind of reminded me of the like pop art posters, like from like horror movies from like the 50s or whatever.
Oh,
But
that's
like
cool.
combined with Greek vases.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is kind of a weird
And
combo.
a person who made Ren and Stimpy. So like all of it makes this.
They're apparently supposed to be the sirens. The fish
What?
women. That's why they're women.
Whoa.
So, like,
I don't know why they would have inside knowledge on anything, but yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
I think they literally just did it because they couldn't do the muses.
Oh my
because
god,
that
but
would
we
be
saw
too-
the sirens on Xena.
Right, and they were
like,
just
way before
ladies from New
1997.
Jersey
Yeah.
in
Right.
blue outfits.
How dare this? Does this person not watch the show to like, I don't know, it's weird because they made choices that
Well,
are
yeah, the
like,
Titans
from the
too,
show.
which we'll
Yeah.
get to, which are totally different stylistically
Yeah.
from the show.
Weird.
so you mentioned they're women and drawn that way. Like, the design of so much of the like gods and titans and creatures in this is so bizarre.
Yeah.
Like, why, if it's a thing for kids, they're just so sexy and weird.
Yeah, it's really. Like I said, it bothered me. It bothered me
Yeah.
that every female character was TNA.
But that's
like,
that's comic. That's the style of comics. That's the style of your
know.
action figures that you buy. You know, like any kind of dude action figure has like a chest that's like, you know, a football field wide, and then like the woman is voluptuous with her like tiny waist that's like a little rubber band,
It sucks.
and like her gigantoid boobs.
I'm literally sitting here weeping a single tear because it sucks.
For
It sucks
humanity,
that-
yes,
That
I
is
agree.
what kids play with. I mean, I think it's getting a little better. Certainly in cartoons now, I feel like character designs are much more aware of different kinds of body types and, you know, the full range of human expression. And it's not just this weird Barbie and Ken
I guess.
situation.
But I feel like if you go by like an X-Men, like a Wolverine, he's
Right,
still
it's
like
all the big
giant
muscles
and then
and-
like whatever female one is very lady-esque.
Very lady.
Yeah. Get some more coins for the job.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Just dump them all in for the whole Hercules is again. I just can't with the gender politics on Hercules.
Yeah. We'll get into some of
We're going to spend the most of the time talking about how Gabrielle is a bird. But, like, let's talk about, like, Hera and his mom for a minute. That's the crux of the thing.
Right. So, this whole situation with Zeus stealing Alcmene, so fucking weird. It's first presented to us as if she's under some kind of trance.
Yeah, she's not doing anything.
It's very disturbing. And then Aeolus starts blaming her for it.
Yep.
Put it in.
Yeah, he's just like, maybe she wanted it. Maybe she likes it. And of course later, the animated movie's like, she did want it and she does like it. And you're like, ah!
Well, he puts her in this little Taj Mahal, like, dollhouse situation.
Yeah, to hide her from Hera inside Mount Olympus, presumably.
And there's this really weird shot one time where he puts his hand in the little house, so it's just gigantic fingers.
No.
And she's, like, just touching them.
Oh, no. Absolutely not.
And it was so weird.
Your giant, like, fingernail, yeah.
Did we understand that before that, that he made her small? Because I think at that moment I was like, is she tiny?
Well, we know that, yeah. I mean, we don't really understand why. Especially because we haven't talked about it, but the animation style is so bad that people's, like, relative heights do seem to change throughout the thing for no reason.
Awful.
Like
the scale.
Especially when we get the Titans. Like, they seem like they're big sometimes, but then sometimes they seem, like, small enough that, like, you know, Xena can just, like, kick him in the knee. And I'm just so confused by... Yeah, or even, like, Xena herself sometimes looks really huge.
I like that.
There was this one time where I think Katie was like, no, it's just, like, a low ankle. Like, that's why her head is smaller than her thighs. Yeah. And I was just like, I don't... Is it a low ankle? I don't really know. They're just so distorted and weird.
She does have insane thighs.
I mean, she does. She does. They're great. I do appreciate that they drew her to be as powerful looking as Hercules. She isn't just the tits and ass the way the others. Right. Sorry, I'm just saying that's what it is. That's what they do. Like, it sucks. It is.
Except she's very pale.
She's like gray. color.
Gabrielle has a lovely tan.
Yeah, like an insane tan, I would say. But also, oh my god, her face. How can you look at anything other than that?
I also kind of like, even though I'm not saying it's good, but the fact that Xena's default expression is the sneer is I like the choice. I like that top lip is really, like, very curled, but I mean, obviously it doesn't look anything like her and is ugly.
Yeah, she has, like, skeleton face at one point.
Oh,
like,
no, she does.
So
yeah,
bad.
I mean, the cheekbones, they really emphasize.
Skeleton face.
Oh my god.
I didn't know this was a musical.
They had 2 songs,
Three
Katie.
songs.
Yeah,
Three songs.
Titan song?
Okay, so there's
the Boom
Across the
Shakalaka.
Sea of Time,
Boom
which
Shakalaka.
actually has a title, and then the next 2 are called Titan Song and then Xena's Song,
Okay,
which we will
3 songs out of an hour and 20 minutes. It's not a musical.
And the second song doesn't hit until I feel like we were an hour in.
Yeah,
so by then
like
we
that's
really
not a
had
musical.
forgotten.
That's just like an animated movie with some songs.
Yeah, they're written by Michelle Browerman and Amanda McBroom. The credit for this movie does not appear on either of their IMDb's. However, I did learn that
trying to
they
hide
did
it.
stuff for The Land Before Time, which I don't remember songs from.
I don't remember songs there either.
So interesting.
There must have been some, though.
Guys, I have I don't know, it kind of pains me to just rag at something that's like made entirely by women.
Here.
However, #feminism, they could be bad too.
Yeah, I mean, the fact
Their
that
freedom to be terrible.
they're perpetuating all this weird shit that bothers me.
Yeah, it's just like, I just think that because it's so enmeshed in Hercules land, it just reflects Hercules. That's what's happening.
So he's really upset because his mom's been kidnapped. But even though it turns out actually that she has some kind of terminal disease and she agreed to be a little doll in a dollhouse just so she could continue to live for her son.
It's
all for him.
Fun to be a tiny lady on Mount Olympus.
He has to
in a little
go to
house.
Olympus all the time, and you know he hates it.
Yeah,
Right.
And just the whole thing that it's not like about her, you know, it's about her making the sacrifice to like just still be with him. And I don't know, everything about the way this was pitched was so gross to me. Everything.
She also seems to
about
love
this plot.
Zeus.
I don't
legitimately.
know. I mean, I think they wanted you to understand that. I don't, since none of us actually watch Hercules, I'm not sure what her feelings are about Zeus throughout the show, but it seemed like it was trying to like heal that ship for some reason.
Be okay with the fact that he like raped her one time.
Yeah.
Gosh. And then also we have Hera, who was causing trouble all the time on Hercules, and what we just talked about in Hercules and the Amazon women, where she's just this like evil pair of eyes.
Right, peacock eyes.
Like this kind of like malevolent lady presence who just likes to
fuck with
Hercules.
Because she's
not
jealous.
Interesting.
Yeah.
She's petty and jealous. Those are her defining character traits. And vain, hence the peacock.
Oh.
I assume. I'm just assuming. I don't know.
Well,
certainly, a lot of this seemed because of vanity, her thinking she can outsmart the Titans, even though it's obvious that's going to go badly for her. She's like, I just hate any depiction of a female character where it's like, my husband's been unfaithful, so I'm going to destroy the world.
Right.
Like, that is just immediately like, why? Nancy Kerrigan, why?
Yeah, it's a bummer. Because, like, these shows do such a good job with all the gods who are here.
Most of them are.
Yeah,
it's just
our friends are here.
I mean, some of like it's the choices also for how many gods they included and which ones is
you guys
odd.
are mad you never see Apollo.
Yeah,
we like
would
when
like
you
some
think,
Apollo action.
Listen, when you think of Greek gods, there's like some big ones that you think of. Obviously, Ares, right? You think of Athena and you think of Apollo and Hades and Poseidon. And like, yeah, you can think of Artemis, but like she's not, I feel like she's not one of the biggest ones, which is why I sort of did appreciate her representation here. I went, why wasn't she on the show on like Xena?
She's there for like a minute in
She
season
is
5.
so underused, and let me put a pin in how she's super important in my favorite episode of Xena in season 6, and it's like, we don't even know her. Okay.
We do know Aphrodite.
Oh yeah, Aphrodite,
Ares,
and she's there. Yeah. So
here.
like they
her
are
parts
there.
are pretty fun.
I do like her on the shell surfing.
Yeah. These are things you
But
know.
her face, though,
I mean, you know,
it gets
everybody's
close
face.
to Gabrielle's.
again, here's some like wasted potential, right? Of the idea of having an animated version of the Xenoverse where you have like Aphrodite surfing down Mount Olympus on a little shell and whatnot. Like, you can't really have the budge for that on either one of these shows. You know, you have Xena running around on a boulder. Like, I mean, not saying that they don't do like crazy fights and stuff on
Don't give
Xena,
them
but
ideas.
like,
like so
Don't
I'm
grateful.
just saying
She never
that
had
like
that in
the
the
world
show.
of animation and like comics and stuff, you get to do stuff that where your budget is unlimited. So that is fun, and why I wouldn't like I would totally watch like an animated Xena if it was good.
Yeah, if it had a good plot. I mean, this was just so uninspired in that it was just like a series of monsters that they kick, you know?
Yeah.
It wasn't like actually doing anything all that imaginative with the animation. It was just like bigger and bigger monsters to kick.
This was you bring up an interesting point that because this is basically Hercules and then Xena is like in it as well. I thought it was so interesting how Hercules, he's constantly like whatever fighting monsters, that he does run into those highwaymen, but other than that it's just monsters, and then like whenever they come back to the Xena plot, it's like she's hanging out in a bar and like a bunch of like gross satyrs are like hitting on them.
It's like
and
almost
it's, like,
like
the same.
Xena, but like with satyrs.
Yeah.
Like they're doing
But
their
like they're doing
tavern
that
stuff.
same stuff that like early Xena would have.
Yeah, and
like-
Xena herself is the one who fights those highwaymen. So yeah, her monsters, even in this animated movie, are mostly human.
Yeah.
And the gods, eventually.
Right.
I missed this because of probably how we were yelling over it. But like the internet pointed out a subtexty line that people liked when they're getting hit on by the satyr in the cavern. And it says to Xena and Gabrielle, why don't you girls go and give yourselves a thrill?
What?
But like the Whoosh article like posits that, you know, he was trying it as a come on for him and the other satyrs, like, but in context
yourselves.
it's like,
Yeah.
what does that mean? Go and give
Okay.
yourselves a thrill?
I see it as he wants to give them the satyr D.
You just take the line on its own. Just take the line on its own and run with it.
Okay.
Why not?
Or maybe it was a threesome. He's trying to imply a threesome.
Okay, so we've ragged on Hercules and its gender politics, as is our usual.
Yeah.
Because
That's
they are
generally our tactic.
They're always just troubling and upsetting. However, now that we are on the Xena plot, let's talk about how it's, like, not so bad. Like, it's bad, but it's not. It's, like, good, but terrible.
Did you guys catch, like, why Gabrielle gets turned into a bird?
Artemis turns her into a bird for some insane reason.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So Ares is being his usual Ares, like, whatever.
He has really weird hair in this movie. It's, like, colored kind of iron gray, which is already slightly confusing.
I'm not going to complain. His hair is, like, not
crazy,
and his beard is not crazy. Yeah, he's fine. He hangs out with Artemis a lot in this one. And she's, like, this, like, tiny, like, she seems like a teenager or something.
She seems like his annoying kid sister.
Yeah,
That's
and
the
so
vibe.
For some reason, she decides to, like, meddle with Xena and Gabrielle.
I think it's an ultimatum. Like, she goes to get her help and is like, I'll turn her back.
Oh, I see. So it's just a way of getting Xena to cooperate.
That's so funny. Well,
they certainly know the way to get Xena
to cooperate. Yeah.
That works.
It was just, it's
like,
really funny when she gets turned into a bird. Because she's so, her face is so mad.
She's so pissed. Wouldn't you be if you were a bird? I thought it was so cute. I really did.
But why, as a bird, does she have so much trouble flying at first?
Well,
that was so funny.
I didn't understand why she didn't understand how to just flap her wings. Like, I mean, what?
Would you know how to do it if you were just trying to a bird?
I feel like you would
just try.
Start flapping. I'm literally flapping my arms right now. Like, you'd be like, whoa,
I'm a bird.
Start flapping. So that's when Xena's trying to get her to fly.
I also really, I admit, kind of like the animation when she can't fly and is just, like, pointing straight at the ground. That got a giggle out of me.
Oh, no. But, like, I can't help but kind of just really enjoy this plotline because Xena, in the shots where Gabrielle is small enough to be proportionate for her to, like, stand next to, in that way where she's just like, I'm so sorry this happened to you or whatever, and they, like, kind of, like, head nuzzle, but it's, like, Xena and then, like, a bird face. She's, like, stroking her beak.
This is reminding me of a thing. Like, if anybody draws fan art, I'm desperate for somebody to draw Xena nuzzling Bird Gabs' beak and Bird Gabs, like, wrapping her wings around Xena in an embrace.
What a missed opportunity.
I'm so mad the movie didn't do it. It would have been such a beautiful image.
Yeah, I agree. Well, let's talk about some beautiful images in this terrible animation. I do feel bad writing on stuff. I do, but it is very not good.
Yeah.
I think
probably everybody agrees.
A lot of the people involved in it are willing to go on record saying it is not good.
So one of the 3 songs is a song called Xena's Song. I don't really like how we, like, go into the song, but I do enjoy the context of the song and the stuff going on in it. So, like, I don't know if you remember, since it's how we just watched it, but we're kind of yelling over it. But it starts by her going, like, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do, and ends by going, like, oh, I guess we'll work with Hercules and figure it out.
Right, and he's there.
I feel like Xena would just be, like, so pissed that Gabrielle is a bird that she would be, like, really proactive about, and not, like, singing about not knowing what the fuck to do.
That's true. Xena never is in that place, or very rarely.
I don't really, like, per se think that it makes a lot of sense, like, for actual Xena.
She's in a cartoon.
However, it is a kind of nice song that starts with this little piano that sounds like she's about to sing Do You Want to Build a Snowman from Frozen. No joke, just a little tiny bit of, like, nice piano. It's just, like, sad. In the song is that Arthurian legend imagery.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, Xena's wearing this lovely kind of icy silver full body armor, like all the way up to her neck.
Which now I immediately was like, I wanted to see Xena in that kind of armor, like knight. Like I wanted her in an actual knight armor.
And it was just these images of, like, courtly romance, like her pining for this absent love. It who is Gabrielle.
And that they're like that thorns imagery where she like cuts up the thorns and stuff is Sleeping Beauty.
Oh, right, the heart, right? A heart,
The heart
wrapped in thorns.
Yeah, but then there's all sorts of thorn branches all around, which is like the castle at the end of Sleeping Beauty. So then there's this one thing, I feel like we all were like, oh my god! There was this part where in the lyrics in the song, the wonderful, wonderful lyrics are... I thought if I did my best, I'd never make mistakes. I always win the battles no matter what it takes. I'd keep my friends from danger. That's my sacred vow. So tell me, what do I do now? And over that part, you have like a little Gabrielle in this green flame that is like in like contextless black darkness that then you see hovering over the sword that Arthurian legend Xena is kneeling in front of.
Oh my god.
Like, what the hell? That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, Gab's in a sacred flame and Xena worshiping it like this night. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I would like to interpret, like, she has this Stevie Nicks moment where she sings to her silver sister moon and then says, had I wings to fly away, I would fly to you, which I think she's talking to the moon.
Because Gabs is a bird.
But, like, Gabrielle's a bird. She doesn't have wings, and they could just both be birds together, but she, like, can't because she doesn't have wings.
Oh my god.
Like, they would both just fly around to the Stevie Nicks moon, but they can't because Xena doesn't.
Okay, but all right, let me ruin this moment because
it's not about that.
Doesn't that the movie itself ruins it, right?
Yeah, well, like, then it's the word "you" in the song changes. Like at first it's Gabrielle. She's like, "I went, the bad guys win. Look what they did to you." Mm-hmm. And then the next "you" is, "I would fly to you," which then she's talking about the moon. And then at the end of it, she's like, "Oh, like." You know, I gotta keep the faith and trust and, like, you'll come through somehow and maybe that's what I'll do now. I believe will come through me and you. And that's, like, when Hercules, like, bops into the scene. Yeah. And they, like, team up. And then she, like, goes up to him, like, she's in the room and is like, oh, hey. And, yeah.
Oh, hi, Herc.
But, like, if you kind of ignore that and just, like, take it on its own, it could still be to Gabrielle. The you changes throughout, and it's irritating.
But yeah, he was like leaning up on the wall that he's constantly building in the show.
Yeah, they were. Oh my god, him and Naolas, weren't they making a wall?
No, they weren't.
They weren't actually making it.
Yeah,
this
no,
time.
but the wall makes an appearance here.
Yeah, and just like staring at her with his horribly designed face, which I think is the worst of all the faces. Even
no, Gabrielle.
His face just has all these extra lines. I think they're meant to be like, you know, like little laugh lines and crow's feet, but they just look so weird. It really just looks like he has all these like weird ligaments in his face that are too tight.
I think he's
like
probably
squeezing his face.
I bet Kevin Sorbo was really pissed that they chose to portray all his like laugh lines and wrinkles and stuff.
It looked really grotesque. Everything about him was grotesque. Anytime he had to use his physical strength, like just, you know, his muscles bulged, like until he was like as big as a mountain, and it was so gross. I don't know why.
Wasn't there that one time where he was straining so much, he like his veins started coming out?
Yeah.
That was really nasty.
That was not necessary. No thanks.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, then the Titans show up, and you have like the Titans are the 4 elements. So you have like an earth one, you have a fire one, you have a wind one, and a water one.
Is one of them Ted Raimi?
Yeah, he's which one? We decided the stupid one.
He was the one that looked like King Kong.
So that's the wind one.
That's wind.
Yeah. So they're like 2 men and 2 women. 1997, I can't help but think the elements are a reference to the 5th element. We just need Mila Jovovich to save the day here. So you had a problem, Liv, with the portrayal of these Titans, or like their look.
I liked certain aspects of it. Like I liked the Earth one. Mm-hmm. He has these like veins that are like roots, twisted around his weird naked body. Yeah. And like my whole issue with the Titans in general is that they are very endowed. Like up top, like the men have giant pecs and muscles in general. The women have giant boobs and tiny waists and big butts. Mm-hmm. But nobody has any genitalia. Well, it's just like a blank spot.
They're like dolls, like
and they're naked. They're all naked.
They're very much like a Barbie and a Ken.
Oh,
But
I
yeah.
just realized something. One of them is Nemesine, who is the priestess of Nemesine. From that episode, Gabrielle, like, loses her memory
Oh,
on
is it
purpose.
the water one? Is Nemesine?
What
One
is
of the
name of
Titans,
that
you're saying?
episode? Yeah.
Forget-me-not.
Forget-me-not, yes. Yes, that lady in it is the priestess of that thing.
Wait, why were they worshiping Titans in those episodes?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Wait, what? I don't know. Was Nemesine
She's the
in
priestess of Nemesine.
Is in the movie.
Spelled the same way.
Weird. I don't remember
She's
that.
not Nemesine, she's a priestess of her.
Huh.
Unless there's some other Nemesine.
Cool. I slept through this part of the movie.
I don't know. It could be totally unrelated.
They probably
for all
just
I know.
use the names.
Yeah. I did notice that Alison Wall, a.k.a.
Thea.
Oh, and Nemesine is the mother of the 9 muses in mythology.
Oh.
Carry on.
Was she in the movie?
Yes.
I'm so confused.
Yes, one of them is named Nemesine.
One of the Titans.
Maybe it's not one of the Titans.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Alison Wall, who plays Minya on the show, does some voice work. She's, I think, one of the Titans as well.
Water
I can't
and
tell you
or
which.
fire.
Yeah. So
Okay.
It's always nice to get some of our fave actors in there.
Yeah.
Doing little bits.
I kind of like the Titans because I think I had gargoyle vibes, and they were also shaped like sexy. So
Whatever.
I didn't
dude.
have a problem with it.
I don't need everybody to be sexy all the time.
In that movie, you needed something. Oh my gosh, everybody was so fugs.
But also, it's weird because we've seen Titans before and they look like Thea.
That's the problem is that this movie, like everybody watched early seasons of Hercules. Well, not Hercules, but like everybody watched these shows and like the stuff that they chose to be faithful about, like for instance, Hercules and Aeolus's like outfits, Xena and Gabrielle's outfits, and like things like that are legit. Like Ares looks like Ares, Aphrodite looks like Aphrodite. But then, like, certain things, they made their own choices. Like, the Titans are now these creatures. And then also, like, Zeus and Hera look like that.
Yeah.
And, like, whatever. It's just, certain things are just so weird. I don't know. Choices all around.
Yeah.
Half-assed.
I saw-
That's what this movie
I
is.
mean, yeah.
I saw a note on Whoosh that said that most people consider this to not be canon.
I mean,
Just
that's
in
fair.
case, in case you were
No,
wondering.
but I
Wow.
want
The
the
bird.
Xena and the bird part to be true.
All right, for us,
Well, I mean, they
that
sort
is
of
canon.
redo that in season 6. You know.
When does Gabs turn into a giant
Not that,
bird?
but like the ring cycle.
Oh yes,
kind of.
the idea of Night Xena
Yeah,
and
they
her
definitely
courtly love.
revisit
Well,
the
that's
fairy
certainly better.
tale
Yeah,
aspect of it,
Yeah.
and that's canon as fuck.
it is. It absolutely is.
So there, yeah. Is there any other? So like they fight the Titans, and then whatever they win.
Whatever, they win.
They go off together. All
There's a
4
lot of
them.
roaring. The Titans, all they do is just roar.
Yeah, like 80% of the subtitles are just
roaring.
roaring.
Do we want to talk about the fact that the Olympian gods get turned into barn animals?
Oh yes,
That was
kind of funny.
funny. Oh yeah, and like her Gabrielle sticking her bird face through the window.
Oh yeah, that was fun. Bird face.
Yeah.
Big old bird face.
I mean, Zeus is a little mouse. That was, yeah. I didn't like that Aphrodite was like a big cow.
Yeah.
That was bad.
Yeah, put it in.
Yeah, you're right. That was annoying.
Xena rode on top of Gabrielle's head as a bird.
Yeah.
Why would you not want this to be canon?
A lot of the bird stuff reminded me of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, oh yes, the
She
eagles.
does save the day.
Yeah, she does.
yeah.
She swoops in and carries people away just when you need her.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
There's only so much
Yeah.
that we can say.
Boom, shaka, laka.
Oh, God.
We're the Titans. We're the worst.
Yeah.
These are the actual
Yeah.
lyrics.
We're
of
the
that song.
Titans.
We're the worst.
Yeah. I mean, I feel better for having seen it.
Certainly you feel like, it was like a rite of passage of some sort.
I think that if you haven't seen it, you should go see it.
God.
I think Xena's song is worth.
I honestly
Yeah.
was surprised by that. I don't think it's a great song in the slightest, but I do think that the sequence is very nice. And, like, you get to hear Lucy sing, and it's kind of romantic, and I didn't expect that. one bit.
In part because our expectations were so low.
Oh, so
Yeah,
We didn't
and
expect
because
anything
this
good.
came about because Gabrielle's a big giant bird now. Like, that's why this big romantic song happens. So, yeah.
But yeah, you could probably find it on a weird video site to watch. Or you buy it on Amazon.
Yeah,
give them
spent
money.
$4 on it or something.
Might have been 10.
Oh, no.
Wow.
I can see right now.
Oh my god. Well, that is such unnecessary information. What was your favorite part of this thing?
I mean, definitely the Arthurian Xena was pretty great, I must say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gone.
I admit to enjoying the barn animals.
I bought the last one, maybe.
Oh,
wow.
no, we bought the last copy of the animated movie.
Oh, I hope this is worth it then.
VHS tape.
Okay, good luck with your VHS.
$7.95.
$7.95 for VHS?
Wow, that's so much.
Good lord.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's $10.
Okay, $10. You can buy this online. It's maybe not worth $10.
It's really nice. I mean, maybe it's worth like $4. It's worth $4.
This is like, now we're just playing the prices
Yeah.
right. Which is how much would you pay
Yeah.
for the medal for Mount Olympus?
I would pay $4 and free shipping.
Yeah,
So,
what was your favorite part, Vera?
I mean, yeah, the Xena and Gabrielle stuff was, like, the bird stuff was funny, and then, like, my least favorite part literally is Gabrielle's face. Because I just cannot get over how ugly they made her look. Like, why? Why? You can't even look at it, that face.
Yeah.
Katie?
Who's the Ren and who's the Stimpy?
Which one is which? One of them's like a bunny.
Ren would be
Xena. Yeah.
So, which one's the uglier one?
They're both ugly.
I mean, Ren, I think maybe like Ren is more the Xena because of the weird rat-like face.
Oh my god.
He's a chihuahua.
Right.
Oh.
They're both really like scabby.
Oh my god.
In any case, my favorite part. Well, aside from the like Sleeping Beauty Arthurian legend imagery as pertains to Xena and Gabrielle, and also that she's a bird, I did like the like silhouette-y stuff that would happen. Like there was this one time where like Gabrielle did like a weird did like a staff fight as a silhouette, and it was kind of cool. There was like some moments that like had hints of greatness with cool Greek silhouette fights.
Nice.
Yeah.
I honestly, when we sat down to watch this, I expected the animation to be just awful.
I mean,
so
it is.
I was pleasantly surprised.
Okay.
I did not think it. I mean, I thought everybody's faces were super busted, but I thought it had, some ideas for how to just make action look cool. Like, it occasionally went to this kind of abstract place, like in Xena's song that had striking images. So that was more than I expected.
Yeah, I mean, I really can't say, to be honest, because I don't study animation, so I don't really know. Sometimes I really did like the colors and like the background,
kind of the pastel,
the
painting.
stills that they used for the background. The painting.
It definitely could have been better, but it also could have been worse.
I mean, I guess it's just the story was so bad that I just don't
just inexcusable
understand.
Like,
except for
incredibly
I would
bad.
maybe keep the bird storyline. I had a good time.
Well, we did it. We have watched this thing now.
Yeah.
It has been seared into our brains.
Yeah.
I dream of Gabrielle's face.
Bird face.
No, the bird face is good.
Her human face.
Her human
if
face.
you can call it that.
I cannot. I don't know what it was. Oh my god, it was like face swap.
And why did she have those weird just things hanging down from her head? They looked like payas in Judaism.
My god.
Like these just like, I don't think it was hair. I think
It must have been her like braids. An attempt at braids.
And a really inept attempt at braids.
They literally
just solid
gave
gold
up.
rectangles.
They gave up on her
head.
face. She was drawn last, and they were like, "We don't need to try anymore. Let's do it left-handed."
Oh, and we haven't talked about Xena's weird hair.
Oh yeah, let's.
Oh my god,
the best for last.
What?
It's red in chunks.
Yeah, they gave her red highlights in the shape of the Rebel Alliance
logo. Yeah. It's like on her bangs. It's on two sides of the front of her hair, and it's also one big one on the back.
On the back,
Yeah, it's pretty clear that her hair is black because there's this one moment where Ares kind of grabs some strands and you see them, they're black. But, like, they were trying to do something with, like, how shiny her hair was in the light, I think, that made it this weird red, these bands across it. And it was so, it was just such an odd choice.
Yeah.
Because she does not have, like, any kind of reddishness to her hair. That is not how it reads.
Yeah, super weird.
Okay, cool. Well, I would like to stop talking about this thing now. So...
Thank you, patrons, so much for making this happen. I hope you're proud of yourself.
Oh, God. Yeah.
And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, yes.
I hope this helps you get rid of your hangovers.
I hope this is the first movie you watch.
Oh my God.
2018.
Yes. So you can follow us on all the stuff now.
Yeah. XenaWarriorPodcast.com. One-stop shop for all your links. Please check us out on Patreon. We're at patreon.com/XenaWarriorPodcast. You can listen to our Lucy Law's IMDb series. We are on Apple Podcasts. That's what that's called. And please like us over there. Nope, you don't do likes there.
Please like us.
Please, give a rating. That's the equivalent. And you can leave reviews. Follow us on literally all the social media. Twitter is different. It's Xena Warrior Pod. Everywhere else, Xena Warrior Podcast. That would be Facebook, Tumblr, and Instagram stuff.
The power.
The passion.
The podcast.